It's a 135 years old company based in the Middle East. Started its journey in Bahrain and then we moved across the region. Right now I'm heading the transformation and AI for this legacy organization. It's a diversified conglomerate involving many business activities. Now here I've heard a lot of my colleagues talk about use cases, right? So on use cases, I and my team followed a slightly different approach. So for sure, we have to look at use cases considering we are into multiple verticals from shipping to travel to logistics to paints, oil and gas, heavy machinery, etc. But having said that, we made sure that we have an ecosystem approach as well. And I'll come back to that, circle back to that very shortly. Why that is also important, because if you just go directly with use case approach, and I think one of the previous speakers also mentioned this, the problem is when you want to scale up, you suddenly realize that you don't have the right tools, solutions, infrastructure in place. So having that ecosystem mindset or approach, defining that upfront is very important as well, before you get into the specific use cases of the different divisions, departments, and functions in the organization. Then the usual stuff, basically you focus on the AI strategy, the governance framework, policy, action plan, etc. Obviously get the blessings from the board. And then you go on to identify the tools and technologies for implementation. So diving into the use case examples, the first one I want to talk about is basically what we did for our friends in what we call as the industry and energy division of us. So this has two verticals underneath the industry and energy. One is focused on obviously the energy sector, as the name suggests, and the other one from the industry perspective is more on heavy machinery and industrial machineries, right? So what we did was, when me and my team went and spoke to this division, we found that they are using a third-party database, basically. It has the list of all the tenders and the major construction projects, we call them EPC projects, around the Middle East region. So this is a paid database which we subscribe to. We almost have 140 paid licenses for it. And every quarter or month we will add more people and we'll have to keep paying the subscription for this. So this one was our first attempt to kind of show some value to the business, right? So what we did was we created an AI agent to basically get the data from this database, which is a licensed product, and we had the license, we used the license, it's completely legal by the way. We checked with the company before doing this. And we also, again, added another element. We also linked it to the government tender boards, so that our sales team have all the information they need at their fingertips, without having to go to multiple different sites or logging into the database. And I'll show you in a second, if it works, how this actually works. So the benefits are a no-brainer, significant time, cost, and effort, because obviously we have to now, we don't need license for everyone, right? So this is accessible over Microsoft Teams. We use Teams quite extensively in the organization. So I'll try to attempt to see if I can log on to my, so this is how it works. If you can see, in the interest of time, I have already just given in some queries, and if, for example, the sales team comes here and says, tell me about all the projects by L&T. First of all, it understands what L&T stands for. It's Larsen and Toubro. It's a big company based out of India, but obviously they are working across the region. And it references the data source from which it got the data. So these are our internal data sources that we have trained it on. It also can tell us very quickly who are the main contact people. So for our sales guys, this is very key. They need to quickly identify who is the right contact person so that they can approach them for subcontracting work, right? So it tells them the number, email, etc. And then you can ask it, keep on querying it just like you would do in any chatbot. Are there any new projects? Now I said this is an AI agent, this is not a chatbot. The reason why I said it, We can add further actions to it. So we can add triggers at the beginning, what triggers the chatbot, and then we can also add actions, which means it can, if you program it correctly or the way you want it, you can configure it. Program is not the right word, configuration. Then it can send you the emails as well, or whatever channels you prefer, based on the alerts you set it up right. So this is one of them. I'll jump back to my presentation. Yeah. So the other one we did was for our service technicians and machinery, and this is becoming really helpful is what I hear from our business divisions, that where we basically took one of their pain point, which is they had to carry multiple manuals. As I said, we are into machinery, industrial machineries, and we deal with all the major brands like Bobcat, Perkins, Tennant, Hyster, Grove Cranes, all the big industrial companies. And these products have a lot of service manuals in PDF formats usually. And when service technicians go to service them, after we sell them as part of the service contract, they have to carry all these paper manuals with them, or even as in a USB stick, plug it to their laptop and find the answer to the problem they are trying to solve. So this agent does again what it says. Basically, you can query it, you can upload a photo to it, and we'll see that very shortly. And it can find the reference to what that photo stands for from the user manual and give them the answer in the fingertips. By the way, these are all voice enabled as well, so if someone prefers to talk to it instead of typing, it can do that. It can analyze images as well, and it supports multiple languages, about 40 odd languages. So whatever the technician is comfortable in, Hindi, Arabic, Urdu, doesn't matter. So just very quickly, I will go back to this, and if you see how this looks like, again I just did some queries, so you can maybe upload this circuit diagram and you can just say, can you explain this image? It takes a little bit of time, it checks where this image is, so it is in a PDF document and it tells you what this image is about. So this is quite helpful, I've been told by the service team that, again this is another image. You can see it has multiple languages within it, some in English, some in Chinese, because this product is from China. It's a brand called Arkwell. So it can translate that, obviously, it has that capability. And you just have to upload the image and say, explain this, right? And then if you are stuck with kind of trying to do a static test, I'm not the expert on the actual mechanisms of the static test, but apparently this is something they do when they go to service a welding machine. It's a rover tractor, it's a brand called rover tractor. And if the technician wants to know how to run this static test, it tells you the response and it gives you the reference where it got that from. So this we have got a lot of good feedback. A couple of other things, I don't want to spend a lot of time because I'm running out of time. So again, these are some point solutions, right? We were thrown up this challenge by our HR team. So one of the challenges they faced is they have a HR management system. We are using Adrenaline, a product called Adrenaline. But this doesn't have this particular thing. Now what problem they were trying to solve is, one is they are getting a list of CVs already pre-filtered from say LinkedIn or Naukri, whatever they are using, but still they need to do further analysis. So this tool helps them to do that. But the major big selling point of this tool is that after the initial interview and all, they went for psychometric testing, right? So psychometric reports usually is given by a third-party company, and they have to then see how the psychometric analysis result matches up with the job description or the candidate profile they are looking for. So this tool, very quickly you upload, you can see, you upload the job description here. I don't know where the pointer is, but anyway, the job description here, and then the psychometric report, and you just click on Analyze Documents, and it gives you a suitability score for that particular candidate, and it gives you some radar chart and some pie chart as well. So this has been quite helpful. This is something I personally developed for HR. And then another similar one in terms of staff bonus calculator. So we are in the midst of our bonus pay run. And this was another point solution that we needed. We had the logic in an Excel. Now, to do this in an Excel, you have to do a lot of multiple VLOOKUPs, HLOOKUPs, etc. So we quickly built this solution using AI as well. Another thing which is not really linked to AI per se, but this has again been really appreciated by our frontline workers. We have a lot of frontline workers, service technicians, people working in the ports for our shipping division, etc. So this was really helpful where we moved them from a paper-based timesheet to something which they can do it on their phone. So a lot of you might be familiar with this. It's a product from Microsoft which is embedded as part of Teams. It's called Shifts. So this we have rolled out without any additional investment or cost to the company because it comes as part of your Teams license. Now the last one that I want to talk about is basically this one. So this one has been quite game changer for us. So we have just forayed into the e-commerce world, launching a store for our machineries division to sell spare parts, for original spare parts from the equipments that we sell to our customers. So this is not another chatbot, right? So the difference is, this is actually what you see up there is an AI agent. And the difference with the chatbot is that it acts like basically your buddy, your assistant, which basically in a tacit way helps you to shop and buy. Think of it like the assistants that you see in a physical retail store. Shop assistants. If you are trying to find a particular brand, a particular size, or a particular color, you would take their help and they will lead you directly to that point. So this is exactly like that. So if you can see, it is tacitly trying to tell you to click on this button, shop now, but it is helping you to kind of do a lot of other things, price comparison and all. Now let's see if this works. So this is the live one, it's from a site. So again, I just asked it to do a couple of things. So you can see we stock this product called Heister, it's the pallet. And basically it is telling me, I just asked it the question, show me the Heister pallets you have in stock. So then if I click on, say, a 3-ton model, it types and it will slowly try to help me decide which is the right model I want to buy. So there you go, it tells you in real time. This is the pallet which is 3 tons. I can either shop now or I can see more features. I can look at the technical specs about it before I make a decision to buy. So this I think is quite unique that we have gone live with. You can look at the warranty info, the operational use before you make a decision to buy. So it's in a way gently nudging you to kind of make the buying process seamless and easier.